who's in or out. So now, as you can see, we added the Kansas City receivers and University of Michigan last episode, which is episode 7. This is episode 8. So now we got Kansas City receivers out. You're like, Dave, they just added them last week. Now they out? Yeah. Now they out. They had a good win going against the division rivals, the Las Vegas Raiders, who were pretty much starting to play well on the new interim head coach, Antonio Pierce, who's the Super Bowl champion. And then, Aiden O'Connell, rookie that they got this year, starting to play well, and they went and handled business on Sunday. So Kansas City receivers, thanks to your play and you not actually, failing to help out your quarterback in this game, you are, out of the doghouse. I probably got to close some things out because it seemed like everything's moving pretty. All right, that's better. That's better. So you're out of the doghouse, Kansas City receivers. Did a good job. Then we got Michigan. Now, I know I put them in there for the scandal, but they had an important game to win this weekend without Jim Harbaugh. And they went out and beat Ohio State. And they pretty much led the way the entire time. They did everything they needed to do to win that game. And boom. Now they are in the playoffs. I believe they're number 2 in the playoff right now, with Georgia being number 1. I mean, hey, what else can you say? They won 3 important games, all without their head coach, who's on a 3-game suspension because of the cheating scandal. But they took care of business. Now let's see what they do in the playoff. Let's see if they're actually going to be able to handle business. Now let's see who's been added to the doghouse this week. We got the Chicago Bulls, man. Oh, man. Chicago Bulls. Currently on a 5-game losing streak. In their last 10 games, they're 2-8. They're 5-14 on the season. And number 13 right now in the East. I don't know if a lot of people remember last season, but they were in the play-in. If it wasn't for the last game in the play-in where they lost to the Miami Heat, they would have been in there. And they swept Miami last season and the regular season 4-0, which put him in prime position to feel like they were going to win that game. That there was 5 games they could have had. They could have been 5-0 and had a clean sweep. But, Miami ended up winning that game. And now this year, even though Lonzo Ball is still hurt, they just not winning games. So they got, Zach LaVine there. You still got DeMar DeRozan. You still got Alex Caruso. But they're only 5-14. It's not looking good early in the season. Are they going to turn around? I don't know. But then you got Zach LaVine in trade talks. Same thing with DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso. You got DeMar DeRozan crying about, playing the in-season tournament games with teams still scoring. But man, look, these games mean something. It's not your normal regular season game. These games actually mean something. This is putting an extra $500,000 in people's pockets. So this means something. So, go out there and play. You had opportunities to stop them from scoring, and you didn't do it. So, suffer the consequences. So, that's how it happened. So, Chicago Bulls, sorry to tell you, but my guy, you in the doghouse. Welcome to the doghouse, Chicago Bulls. Now, if you tuned in to the show in the Red Corner this Sunday, featuring myself, I was a guest on the show, very first guest on the In the Red Corner, featuring Ty, Fast Camp, and Ricky. Make sure you do whatever you can to put to tune into that. It's one of the best boxing shows. I believe it's going to be the best boxing show that will be streaming live that we have right now. They actually have the most views from any show other than the regular Archie Well show. So, but they dominate. Boxing seems like they taking over as king. So, make sure you tune into In the Red Corner. But we had a topic on that show that was talking about, the top 10 heavyweights, and some guy was added who didn't belong. Francis Ngannou, he's a UFC heavyweight fighter. He just got into the heavyweight boxing. And even in the fight that he was in, it was an exhibition match, and he lost it. He lost it to Tyson Fury. Now, if you look at the fight and you see how Tyson Fury ended up, he had a black eye, he had some bruises on his face, so it looked like he lost the fight. But the CompuBox says otherwise. But my thing is, how do you put someone who has one fight that they lost into the top 10 of the heavyweight class that they just got into? It just don't make any sense. WBC, are you really thinking about this right now? Like, do you understand what you're doing right now? I understand that he's a money grab, but to put him in the top 10 in the heavyweight class? Come on, man. WBC, my guy, you in the doghouse. And you're going to be there for the foreseeable future. I don't understand what made you think that was going to happen. But yeah. Shout out to my man Olo watching the show, and then shout out to wifey always supporting me. So thank you. It don't make sense. Yeah, I know. It's a dummy award. It just don't make sense.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.